Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you all joining me today. Today is April 25th. It is a perfect day. It's a great day for playing old school Magic, and we have a double header for you today, possibly even a triple header. So first things first, we are going to have the finals of the 0 Point Singleton April monthly league. So Bruins and the Brooks, thank you guys very much for your support of the stream. I appreciate you being here and your ongoing support of the stream with the subscriptions. What we're going to do first is 0 Point Singleton. So you take the 7 points Singleton points and you take away all of the pointed cards, and that was how we played for the month of April. And it is a match between David Ellis and Dave Firth Bard. And coincidentally, afterwards, the grand finale of the 7 Point Singleton Annual Championship of Champions, the same two players will be playing with different decks, and they will be playing out their double elimination final. So we've got at least 2 matches of 0 Point Singleton and 7 Point Singleton coming up, and then we've got even more. Wow, Bruins with all of the gifted subs, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that. So Bruins is a big supporter of the stream, so thank you very much for that. For those of you who are not aware, I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic each and every Tuesday night on my regularly scheduled stream. It's 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday night gauntlet. And also I do have beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern on Sundays, we play X Point Old School. So we just finished that match up a little while ago, and looking forward to more of that here coming up. So going to bring you into the room live with the players, and we have both Dave Firth Bard and David Ellis, who are playing in the match. The very first match is going to be the 0 Point Singleton, and also joining me for commentary is Ken Fritz. Gentlemen, thank you all for meeting me here today and allowing me to stream this match.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Thanks for being here, Ken.
All right. So
Yeah,
in 7 Point Singleton in the leagues, you still do random to determine who plays and draws first, correct? It's not based on seed?
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
And then since we're playing with this is the league finals for the month, it's going to be best of 5, correct?
That's right.
Correct.
Okay. So, gentlemen, have you determined who's going first yet?
No.
No.
All right.
Do you want to call odds or evens, Dave?
Let's do odds.
Okay. It is a 5. You got it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'll go ahead
So
and take the
David
point.
Ellis is on the top of the screen. DFB is on the bottom of the screen. Gentlemen, I'm going to mute myself here, and Ken is going to mute himself as well. And we're going to provide commentary in the other room. We're going to try to keep the life totals on screen as best we can. If there's any kind of discrepancy, I will interrupt.
Right.
You will be muted, however. So if it is something that we do need to talk about, I will unmute you. All right. Thanks, guys, and good luck.
Thanks, Rich. Why don't you go 1, 3, 2?
1, 3, 2.
Okay, Ken, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, outstanding. We're going to make sure that we got your volume up so that the stream can hear you as well. So again, I'm joined by Ken Fritz, who is providing commentary for us. Now, Ken, you are several hours behind me. You're in Hawaii, right?
Yes, sir. It's a beautiful day in Kailua.
Yeah, perfect day, of course. So what time is it there?
Just 9:05.
Oh, 9:05, pretty early in the morning. All right, so it looks like David Ellis is going to take a mulligan, and DFB has kept his hand. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to bring up the decks on the screen. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up David Ellis's deck. So he's playing black and white. He's got a lot of good stuff. White is a really good color in 7-point Singleton, 0-point Singleton because of Disenchant and Swords to Plowshares, and then the combination of Archaeologist with Chaos Orb. And then you add black into the mix with the Chaos Orb, you get Guardian Beast as well, which is definitely some fun things. Now, I know you have some experience with some pretty brutal decks when it comes to 7-point Singleton. So, what's your take on David Ellis's deck?
Well, David Ellis looks like he's just playing, black-white good stuff. He's got some real interesting picks in here, though. With the Netling Imp, the Sorceress Queen. He's got some cards that you don't see appearing very often, but most of the stuff he's running is standard fare. It's just all the best black cards, all the best white cards, and then obviously the sprinkling of the usual suspects with the enchantments.
Right.
He has the Island of Whack Whack. He's got a Preacher, but he's got no Diamond Valley. So there are some built-in synergies that he's got going on, but I think overall it's mostly just good stuff, and then he's just going to play it really well, and he's going to make the right decisions, and hopefully his I think his game plan is just, I've got good cards and I've got good game plan, and he's going to try to run over these smaller creatures.
All right, and now we're showing DFB's deck. Dave Firth Bard has been playing White Weenie in 7-point Singleton for a few months now. He does make a lot of changes to the deck depending upon certain things. But this is pretty standard. One thing is that it has a little less consistency without the haymakers. But it's pretty solid. And what's nice about obviously playing a monocolored deck is that you don't have to worry about mana issues.
Right. I mean, it's pretty standard. I think he's only got 18 lands and a Pendlehaven. So he's real low to the ground.
All right. So after the mulligan, David Ellis led off with a Will-o'-the-Wisp. And then DFB with a Plains, and then now David Ellis is swinging to send that message, so that swinging for 0 with that Will-o'-the-Wisp. So, yeah, get in there. All right, so DFB with an Ankh of Mishra. Now this is pretty good since David Ellis only played one land, so that means that he is a little mana starved, and everything that he does is going to cause some damage to him. So.
This is great. So with that Javelineer, he puts the Will-o'-the-Wisp on notice. If the Wisp blocks and Ellis can't come up with another swamp here, he's going to be able to get in.
Yeah. All right, so DFB is taking a point because of that land. He played the Elsai Vultures as well. Oh, Holy Day. All right, Holy Day is a great card. All non-white creatures get -1/-1. Sorry, Holy Light. My fault.
Yeah.
All right, so he's getting in for the beats here. David Ellis with the...
And he's got 7 in hand. So that tower is going to put him out of reach. Oh.
Divine Offering.
Wonderful.
Okay, so DFB is going to gain a life and then attack for 2. All right, so DFB came out swinging. He's got lots of answers. He's got a Savannah Lion to add to the board. He is definitely in the driver's seat right now. David Ellis dropping a Tetrabus in the graveyard.
Oh, this game's over.
Crusade, yeah.
So Ellis goes to 9. And I don't think he's got a card in his deck aside. I mean, he doesn't have balance. I don't think he's got anything that's going to win this.
Taking 2.
Get him out of this
Island
jam.
Walk Walk helps against the Osai Vultures, but not really. It prevents 1 damage. That's really what it does, because it changes the power and toughness. Army of Allah just finishes it off. Okay, so DFB doing DFB things with his white weenie deck, and he is up 1-0. Now there are no sideboards in this, so you know, it makes the shuffling up pretty quick. David Ellis has no access to Dark Ritual, no fast mana, so all of his stuff costs you know, a little bit of extra mana in comparison to DFB. So this is looking like an uphill battle.
What I wonder is what David Ellis had in his hand that compelled him. Was he that happy about just a Will-o'-the-Wisp and a Swamp? He must have had some other gas that he thought was gonna get him through. Maybe he had a Fellwar Stone. Perhaps. And he thought, if I get the Wisp, all I need to do is draw 1 land. But it's just tough to keep that 1 land hand. You know, I don't know. He's probably regretting that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely regretting that. And maybe you're right. Maybe he did have the Fellwar Stone, and maybe had the Terror, you know, something at 2 mana. Yeah. Animate Dead could have been a decent option for him as well if he had that. But needless to say, that game was pretty quick, and
yeah.
Again, we can see why DFB has been tearing through some of these matches because of the fact that he is playing this deck to perfection. It is being extremely kind to him with his draws.
Yeah, I mean, DFB didn't play anything on turn 1, but he just came out so solid.
Right.
Turn 2, 3, 4. I mean, his deck effectively was a Sly. That Anka Mishra, you know, it's such a fantastic card. When you have your opponent on their heels, and then you drop an Anka Mishra, and then just continue to pummel them, there's no recovering from that type of thing.
Yeah, and as you can see, I mean, David Ellis stumbled just a little bit, and DFB.
Oh, he stumbled a lot.
Capitalized on that.
He was on 1 land, you know, and an island of whack whack. I don't think the last 3 turns he could have drawn anything that would have saved his life there. Maybe, I mean, he doesn't have a Pestilence. He doesn't have an answer for that Onslaught except a Wrath of God.
Right.
He doesn't have anything that's going to come out on turn 2 or turn 3 that's going to be able to eat those creatures.
All right.
You know, he doesn't have that.
HS in chat says, such beauty. Happy to watch my first old school Singleton game. Great job, guys. Well, thank you, Audie, for joining us. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the show. We've got, we're at best of 3 for 0 Point Singleton right now, and then we are going to follow it up with the Grand Championship of the annual Champion of Champions tournaments after this. So, all right. So David Ellis goes first. Goes Plains go. DFB goes a Plains. He plays a 1-drop from Fallen Empires.
There it is. This is exactly how DFB wants to come out. He wants to go 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So end step. David Ellis playing his Swords to Plowshares. So DFB gains 2 life, and then untap. Yeah, and this is what David Ellis needs, is that he needs to either stick a threat, or he needs to draw his big stuff and be able to cast the big stuff. DFB attacking for 1. Oh, we missed an attack there.
Oof,
18
nice.
to
He just
with
keeps
Thunder Spirit.
bringing
Huge
down the
card.
hits.
2/2 flyer with first strike for 3. Beautiful card from Legends.
I think that Jalem Tome is just it's a bad spell to cast on turn 3 when DFB's just coming out so hot.
It might be too slow.
Yeah.
It just might be too slow, but we'll see. I mean, David Ellis could end up, drawing into his Wrath, and then Wrath away the board and have a chance.
I don't think he wraths here. I think he wants to wait maybe one more turn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely think he
So-
activates the book here and tries to dig one deeper, and definitely
What
want to
do you-
get a 3-for-1 with the.
What he really
with
wants
the
to
Wrath,
bring
if
into
you can.
play is the one of these 5-drops, or the Beast maybe. He wants his Angel, his Vampire. If he gets to 5, he could stabilize with just a larger creature.
All right, so David Ellis does pass the turn there. All right, DFB activating the Pendlehaven to give his soldier a +1/+2. Ooh, terror.
No.
Terror on
infantry.
Soldier. Okay. And
Interesting.
And then taking 2. Oops.
Very nice.
Followed up with, King Solomon. Okay, draw and discard,
Okay.
discarding a plains.
So he's got the 5 mana. I think this turn he's gonna play a fatty.
And I missed the activation from the point from the. Okay.
Yep.
So he does it now. He does the Wrath now, getting rid of.
And he kind of telegraphed that wrath last turn because he spent a couple extra seconds thinking,
Yeah. And I don't think that he should have cast that terror if he had.
I don't think he should have cast that
right?
tear either.
Because this is exactly what happens.
Exactly.
His life total was high enough. He could have taken the extra points. He could have
Right.
cast the Wrath, getting X for 1. Okay, Oubliette. All right. So Oubliette gets
Ellis
rid of the
just
Sarah.
has
So
all the right
David
answers.
Ellis has drawn his removal. Emru Kithkin. Draw and discard. Discards an Urborg. Yeah, War and Peace Jason in chat asked the exact same thing we did. Why terror if you had the Wrath in hand? Alright. DFB with Alliance.
Here he goes.
Alright, so DFB with down to 1 card in hand though?
Yeah, but all of Ellis's removal is gone. I think he's got the Chaos Orb, Spirit Link,
Hell's Caretaker.
Yeah, he
Okay.
doesn't have anything to switch. Yeah. Only creatures from his graveyard.
Yeah, only from your own graveyard. So, I mean, that works okay with the Jalem Tome if he draws something.
Oh, well, yeah, it combos with the Tome. It combos with Tetravis. It combos with Preacher, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a poor 4-drop when he doesn't have anything else going on.
Oh, so he's chump blocking. Chump
That's a
blocking
good
the
trick.
Lion, taking 2 from the Kithkin.
Ellis, I think, kept a handful of answers, but he doesn't have much else going on. Main phase tome.
Some pass.
And I have to think that DFB has some answers in his hand because he's got 2 cards that he's been holding real tight. They're not going anywhere. Maybe he's got a...
All right, there's an Argivian archaeologist.
Oof.
Preacher.
There we go.
That's huge. Okay. Taking a point. Is he activating the tome? Yeah. Okay, and then with Preacher, Preacher's activated ability needs a target when it gets activated. So there's no way for David Ellis to respond to the activation by either creating a creature or doing something else. So, like, Mishra's Factory isn't good here. If he draws that, yeah, he's in a tough spot. So gets rid of a disenchant. Okay. Now David Ellis, I mean, in most of 7-point Singleton, there aren't ways to get cards back, especially if there's 0 points involved. So a little bit of confusion on the timing. Okay. So, Disenchant is gone forever. So if a Crusade comes out, or Angelic Voices, then they're going to be in play forever, unless Chaos Orb can join the party. Attacking with the... Okay, attacking with the Archaeologist.
Well, I mean, it's going to get taken anyways. You might as well give it to him tapped.
Yeah.
But I think now DFB attacks instead of... Oh, there you go.
Okay,
So now he's going to give him a tapped Archaeologist.
All right, so the Preacher's going to take the Archaeologist, but the Sarah Angel is going to survive for now. Chaos Orb.
Yeah.
And that is a bravo, because now it's a no-win situation for David Ellis. The Preacher takes the Sarah or the Archaeologist. Regardless, the Archaeologist can bring back that Chaos Orb, which is the main reason that it is in the deck. Alright, so that Archaeologist goes away.
Here it comes.
There's the Chaos Orb.
Now, did they agree to the gentleman's rule? Is he just going to
I think they're just going to flip on it. I don't know. But, so I think the right thing to do for DFB here is to flip on the Oubliette to get his own Sarah Angel back. And then... flip on the Angel, Oubliette goes away, Sarah comes back, and then bring back the orb with the Archaeologist, and then use the orb on Dave Ellis's Sarah Angel.
Yep. I like that. I like that line.
Yeah. Blazer in chat definitely has a good point. Discarding the Disenchant is definitely haunting Dave now. Yes. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So let's see, what's Dave looking for? Maybe a Nevinyrral's Disc? I mean, it's too late, though. The orb will still catch the disc.
Right. Divine Offering?
Will-o'-the-Wisp might be nice, but what are you going to do against the orb? The orb...
Resurrection. Yeah, there's nothing in the graveyard, so...
Yeah.
JMD Tome. All right.
Again,
so...
I mean, he's set up for draw, but it's over, I think, at this point.
Yeah, so Dave Ellis has no cards in hand.
The Oubliette?
DFB just hit 26 flips in a row before the stream started, so I'm assuming that he's going to make this one. Yep, he did. Okay. And just as I suspected, Oubliette goes away. Alright, so Preacher's going to stay tapped. DFB is going to untap everything else. He's going to activate the Archaeologist to get back his Chaos Orb, use the Chaos Orb on the Sarah Angel, and then that should be all that she wrote, because that is a pretty brutal series of plays.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at David Ellis's list. He doesn't have Dust to Dust. I just don't think there's anything he can do here. Maybe an island. No, there's nothing. This is just going to be a real painful series of orb flips.
Yep. He just has to hope that DFB misses.
They're
one
both on
at some
jazz
point.
hands. I mean, the orb is going to do enough work here. They're just going through the motions. I think if I was David, I'd just scoop and move to game 3.
Yeah. Scoop on that orb flip, I think, is the right thing. Once that second flip hits, then it's game over. There's really nothing David Ellis can do here.
Yeah, and in the bin is his all of his answers. You know, he goes Swords, Terror, Wrath.
Preacher.
Game 3. Oh, you know what? A Triskelion would have gotten him out, but not in time.
Yeah, Triskelion would have helped. There really wasn't much else that he could do, but he would have had to draw it naturally to be able to cast it. He wouldn't have been able to draw into it.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
So, yes, this is best of 5 for the monthly. So this is the finals of the monthly, and the finals are always best of 5. So DFB still has to win another game. It is an uphill battle for David Ellis. He would have to win 3 in a row to become the April monthly champion. The winner of this will get to play in next year's Championship of Champions. And for those who are not aware, these two players are playing in the finals of for the crown of Champion of Champions, and that will be after this match. We will take
which is no small
break.
feat, you know, when you have
more.
What, 60 guys in each event, and these guys continue to rise to the top, not only in the Tournament of Champions, but also this month in April. I mean, it's the Singleton format. It's real random. Mm-hmm. So for these guys to have this type of a performance, just consistently do well, it's really a testament to just tight gameplay,
right,
intelligent deck design, a little bit of luck, but I mean, you don't have the success that these guys have simply by drawing your Chaos Orb, you know, every time you need it. These guys are very, very talented players.
Blazer in chat asking a good question. Do only winners get invited, or do multiple winners concede a spot to one of the runner-ups? As it stood, that there were only 8 people who were winners in the last year, so that made it pretty easy for a tournament for 8 people to be invited. I'm not sure what's going to happen next year if there are more than 8 winners, but some people winning more than one event didn't hurt anybody else's chances at making it. So,
yeah, I think if someone won more than one event, maybe Thomas and Mikkel might decide to give a runner-up. You know, if someone was runner-up twice or something, they might invite them. I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know how they'd settle that.
We got a whole year to figure that out. So the math worked out perfectly for this year, so I'm sure it's not going to work out perfectly every year, but we'll see what happens.
So David Ellis, is he in? He's in London right now, and DFB is in Massachusetts. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yes.
So for those who don't know, DFB puts on some of the best online tournaments. He really helped carry the Magic community through this pandemic with all this isolation. I mean, anyone who's played in his events knows the amount of work that this guy puts in to support the community is just it's unparalleled. So a big thank you to DFB and the whole New England old school crew. I mean, that's just they're incredible.
Oh, definitely so. And like I mean, everybody knows if you're into old school that DFB runs, you know, the winter derby and the summer derbies, but he's also had multiple online one-day events that he has organized throughout this, and they've been extremely successful. So hats off to him for that and being able to find the time to play.
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course. Didn't he recently win something, or did he have the perfect 6-in-1 ball lightning or something, like with his little mono green weenie deck? I loved that deck.
Something like that. Yeah. Lindsay in chat has an excellent question. How does everyone feel about 0 points versus 7 points? I'll defer to you on this one, Ken. You have a little bit more experience in 7-point Singleton than I do.
I really like 7-point Singleton. I think that the point values at this time are pretty spot on. And you know, Thomas is a very thoughtful guy, and Mikkel, the guys who are administering the rules are, you know, they're putting a lot of effort into making sure that those point values are correct. So I don't know. I think that they're both incredibly balanced. I do like the 0 point though. It seems like it's really interesting. It's been interesting for me to brew and play, and you see, you know, 5 or 6 cards in the deck that otherwise may not have been there. Right.
One thing that I would consider a change is possibly Control Magic becoming a
Guardian
point
Beast.
card.
Jam Daytona. So Ellis goes to 18.
Yeah,
but he's
possibly
going to be
Control Magic becoming a point card because it is such a swingy card.
I think you may be right about that. I think that it should get consideration for at least 1 point. I do agree with you.
All right, so DFB swinging in with his Thunder Wolves.
So does that mean he's got a Thunder Spirit? Oh, an Archer.
Oh, Archer, nice.
Love the art, man.
It's a 1/2.
Classic Schuler.
It's a great card. 0 point decks can be stronger than 7 point decks against each other, absolutely. But
I mean, there's an aspect of randomness that a 0 point deck could, you know, beat a 7 point deck, obviously. But no, the 7 point the cards are pointed because they're so good, and by default, if you aren't using the best cards, you're simply not going to be able to design the best archetype. I mean, DFB's deck would be better if he had, you know, balance, right? Or not necessarily balance. If he had Armageddon, if he had, you know, a Mox Pearl, it just gets better.
Yeah. All right. So Wrath of God this time is a 3-for-1. DFB had put on a lot of pressure, but he does still have that Mishra's Factory that he can attack with, and Dave Ellis is down to 12 right now. So DFB can deploy something big or attack with that factory. And
I think I attack with the factory at this point because he's not going to get it with the disc. The only thing he could get it with is a plow, and you know, I don't expect him to plow at this point.
Lindsay in chat says possible point on Transmute Artifact. I can get that. I can understand that because it is a search card and it is.
No, I think he's trolling me because I've played Transmute Artifact in every single event. So I think that he's aiming that one at me.
Beltran says add an additional point to Underworld Dreams and 1 more point to Brain Geyser. Brain Geyser is a really good card, so I can get behind that too.
So here we go. This Angel is a wonderful card for Ellis. So
no one has been blown out by Transmute. That's correct. No one gets blown out by Transmute, but Transmute is extremely powerful.
No, Transmute. I go get my Winter Orb. You know, you can go get the Relic Barrier to pair with the Winter Orb. I think Transmute could get a point. I think Brain Geyser could get a point, but I don't think that either one of them must have a point. I mean, you look at the decks that are finishing very high, a lot of them are so fast that Transmute and Brain Geyser almost are bad draws against them, you know?
Yeah. All right, so an archaeologist for Dave Ellis. So Dave Ellis is not going to go down without a fight.
No, I think Ellis is right where he wants to be. He's got some card draw. I think Ellis is happy with the situation at this point. And this is about where he's going to stabilize it at 9, 10 life. This is, I think, any games that David Ellis wins, he's beginning the game at 10 life. So if he can empty DFB's hand and be at 10 life, he's happy about that.
Yeah.
So DFB's considering something here. What's he thinking about?
I'm not sure if he's thinking about deploying another creature or a spell. Okay, angelic voices. All right, so it's an anthem effect.
Yeah.
For DFB, and it's one-sided.
Only for DFB. It's not a crusade.
Pulling up angelic voices. So it's creatures you control get +1/+1.
Yeah.
As long as you control no non-artifact and non-white cards. So.
Right. So now David Ellis is on the ropes. He can chump block with that angel, but I mean, what does Ellis want to draw at this point? Obviously, any removal would be fantastic.
Right.
Will-o'-the-Wisp. Ooh.
He's attacking for 4. I think the
Into
DFB can just take it. I don't think that he needs
angel.
to block. He does.
Oh, because he's got the Triskelion. So if DFB had blocked, he would have put the Triskelion into play and popped it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now you can hear DFB is saying, why would you have attacked? Aeliopile? Trike? He's like reviewing the deck list. Why did he just attack me with that?
Transmute is a worse demonic tutor, but it comes with some number of Black Lotuses attached as you put the card directly into play. Yeah, I got you. I mean, you do still have to pay the difference when you do transmute, but
yeah, but when you sacrifice a trike to go get, you know, an icy or a disc or something, I mean, it's not so bad.
Or like
an
you said,
empty trike.
You know, if you've got the extra mana, you sacrifice your Felwar Stone to get, you get something like Winter Orb or the Relic Barrier.
Okay, so let's see.
If
David Ellis
destroys the artifact you want to sack, but they're not going to know which artifact you're going to sack, Blazer. That's the thing. You don't choose the artifact that you're going to sacrifice. So if you're casting a transmute artifact with only one artifact on the table, then chances are you're not doing it right. Especially if you're doing it into untapped white or red mana. Or green, for that matter, too, because of Crumble.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I had a Shatter or a Crumble or a Disenchant in my hand and my opponent cast Transmute Artifact, I would want them to get whatever they're getting so that I could get rid of whatever they brought into play.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about them drawing it.
Okay, so the Factory and the Sarah are coming in from DFB.
Yeah.
I mean, David Ellis is only at
Okay, he's got a Terror.
4. Does he have the Terror?
He's got to have a Terror for the Angel. Terror the Angel, or Divine Offering the Factory. Oh, the Voices. Perfect.
Disenchant on the Voices.
He's got to disenchant the Voices.
Yeah, he's got to disenchant the Voices and block the Sarah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Block the Sarah. Now, of note, he probably should have blocked first, just in case there were some kind of shenanigans going on. But
he still goes to 0. He still goes to 1. Oh,
Army
that's
of
it.
Allah. That takes care of it.
Oof. DFB 3-0.
All right, so we are going to go into the room with the players, and we're going to talk to them for a moment.
Okay.
It's gonna take me a second to port my deck over to.
Yeah, no worries, me.
Gentlemen,
Yeah,
thank you very much for an exciting match. So DFB takes that down at 3-0.
Yep.
So that guarantees you a spot in next year's Championship of Champions. So that's good.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
All right. Well, gentlemen, you have more Magic to play. So What we're going to do is we're going to take a 5-minute break. Let you guys collect your thoughts, put your decks together for what's next, and we'll be back. So,
Thank you so much.
all right. So, thanks, guys. We'll be back here in just a few moments. And for the viewers, please stick around through the break. We've got Moral School Magic coming up.